Damn, I feel alive. No more stressing out, no more messing around, no more getting by.
Test pilots die with almost distressing regularity. It's part of the business, and they accept the risk. Brave men died this past year in crashes of the XV-5A, the A-11, the SR-71, and other airplanes. And one of the things that deeply worries the astronauts, themselves test pilots by training, is that not too much be made of their dying when it happens. That accidents in spaceflight, exposed as it is to the glare of publicity, not be overemphasized. Colonel Frank Borman, the command pilot for our first Saturn V manned flight, put it this way: I hope that the people in the United States are mature enough that when we do lose our first cruise, they accept this as part of the business. Pat White, Betty Grissom, and Martha Chaffee had all watched friends' husbands die in testing. They acclimated themselves to it just as a combat GI's family does, and then forgot about it. So it was this past week when Gus, Ed, and Roger, living at the Cape almost full-time, went into the final pre-launch weeks. This was the last film made of them yesterday at the Cape as that simulated flight got underway in the morning. Suited up, they emerged from the transfer van in sunlight and shadow at pad 34. Grissom leading the way, then Chaffee, a suit technician, carrying the portable air conditioning pack up the high-speed elevators far up to the 218 feet level. This unedited film just rushed in from Cape Kennedy, the first views of the pilots yesterday, and indeed the last views of them alive. And here they are emerging at the White Room level at 218 feet, getting ready to go into the spacecraft. It was a bright, sunny day at the Cape, T-minus 25 days, just 25 days before Grissom, White, and Chaffee were scheduled to lift off in Apollo 1. And it was a routine testing scene, film you would never have seen otherwise had the tragedy last night not taken place. Those were the last films taken of the astronauts. 2 weeks before, in an identical pre-launch test, Grissom, White, and Chaffee went through the entire sequence. This is the film that was taken at Cape Kennedy on January 10th. The Apollo in place on pad 34, and the astronauts seen here suiting up. Gus Grissom, 41 years old. Roger Chaffee, 32, newly promoted to Navy Lieutenant Commander. Grissom, wiry, tough, but lately far more confident of himself. And Ed White, 36 years old in the center there, our first man to walk in space. The Apollo 1 patch that will now never be worn, designed by Roger Chaffee himself, who was proud of it. And indeed, he caused the flight to be renamed. When the space agency was unable to decide on a name, Chaffee, Grissom, and White went ahead and called it Apollo 1, and we think forced the space agency to rename it at that time. Ed White, the navigator, here working with a sextant and telescope at the guidance and navigation station of Apollo 1, now charred by flame. White, who had practiced hundreds and hundreds of hours to know how to work that sextant and telescope, so that the three pilots could always find themselves in space wherever they were. Here they are, suited up in their couches, just as they were yesterday, last night at 6:31 p.m., when tragedy struck. Co-pilot Roger Chaffee on the far right, in charge of the electrical system. Senior pilot White, handling the live TV camera, command pilot Gus Grissom. From the beginning, Spacecraft 12, as it was called for this flight, seemed to be plagued by troubles. It was only natural, we told ourselves. It was the first manned vehicle, the most complex flying machine man in his ultimate ingenuity to break down the barriers of space, time, and gravity has yet devised. Thousands of ground tests were worked out to be sure it would be safe. But as testing went forward, spacecraft 12 fell behind schedule at North American Aviation's Downey, California plant. First, it was due to be shipped out to the Cape in May. Then June, July, it finally got to Cape Kennedy in mid-August. It's a larger spacecraft by far than Gemini or Mercury, as we're used to, 11 by 13 feet. Here, the two sections, the command module, where the pilots are, and the service module, are being joined together or mated. This takes place in the checkout building some distance from pad 34. The fit must be precise, and everything checked out in greatest detail. When it is finally assembled, it's transferred to the launching pad in a stack. For Apollo spacecraft 012, this was the final home stretch to the pad. It had been a long journey since it was originally manufactured in California. But the mechanical problems kept cropping up and the date slipped for the flight. When Apollo 12 did arrive in August, the tests began immediately, and we'd hoped for a launch in December of last year. But leaks developed in the environmental control system, the system that provides oxygen and cool air for the astronauts. It developed a leak during an altitude chamber test. Engineers at first didn't have any luck in finding the problem. They finally had to pull out the system before discovering the tiny pinhole. Back it went to California, and a new environmental control unit had to be sent to the Cape. After all these problems, it finally reached the pad to join the Saturn 1B rocket. All was ready and apparently functioning well, all set for a launch date of February 21st, which now, of course, will not be met.
I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
Okay, you got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar
Flag
picture.
up now, you can see the stars.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston? Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. You're in our field of view now.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Skip the light fandango and turn cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick, but the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we called out for another drink, the waiter brought a tray. I said it was late at the man I told his tale. Let her face at first just go sleep, and the wider shade of bed.
Look, listen to this. Whenever life gets you down, Mrs. Brown, and things seem hard or tough, and people are stupid, obnoxious or daft, and you feel that you've had quite enough. Just remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles an hour. That's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned a sun that is the source of all our power. The sun and you and me and all the stars that we can see are moving at 1,000,000 miles a day in an outer spiral arm at 40,000 miles an hour of the galaxy we call the Milky Way. Our galaxy itself contains 100 billion stars. It's 100,000 light years side to side. It bulges in the middle, 16,000 light years thick, but out by us it's just 3,000 light years wide. We're 30,000 light years from galactic central point. We go round every 200 million years. And our galaxy is only one of millions of billions in this amazing and expanding universe. Keeps on expanding and expanding in all of the directions it can whiz. As fast as it can go, at the speed of light, you know, 12 million miles a minute, and that's the fastest speed there is. So remember when you're feeling very small and insecure, how amazingly unlikely is your birth. And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere up in space, 'cause there's bugger all down here on Earth.
That is so funny.
Okay, let's go ahead and the static fire. The problem we've got now is somehow or other the communications that we're making out of the spacecraft are slopping over into Black 2, and they're coming in there just as strong as they are in Black 3. Of course, that clobbers the test supervisor's net. Okay, we'll stand by here a minute. Let's go ahead and make the simulated static fire, get that out of the way while we still got something we can talk with. All right, Chuck, something else has just come up. I'm trying to get an answer on it now. CC, you copy me on Black 3? Black 2? Man? We've got a tie here between Black 2 and 3. That's, are you hearing all this talk on Black 2 from the spacecraft? Please, sir, George.
Okay, we've got a hard time. You won't be able to get in touch with me until I get it cleared as long as the spacecraft is talking.
PAST, this is MSTC.
Go ahead, Caster.
Okay, have we got all three astronauts patched S-band into black 3? That's big M. That's affirmative. We've got, the only thing we've got anybody on is black 3. Okay, you have got S-band patched into black 3. That's affirmative. S-band is patched to black 3. Not, I can't read you. That is affirmative. S-band is on black 3. Deceive, GNS, we're 30 open clock. Roger. Okay, SCS, you cleared up over there? Yes. Okay, GNS, your recorder's all clear now? Oh, roger. Okay, RCS, you ready to go with a static fire at this time? Oh, roger. Okay. Okay, Gus, you guys ready to pick up now? We said yes. Okay, I didn't copy the first time. I've seen your pilot on panel 15. The service module RCS-A, helium number 1, on then center. On and center. I didn't copy you yet. It is on and center. RCS, I gotta go? Okay, roger. Okay. RCS-B, on and center. On and center. RCS, stable. Roger. RCS-C on in center. On it. Yes, center. Roger. RCS-D on in center. On in center. You about it, RCS-D on in center. It's on in center. Okay. I send you about it, the service module RCS-A, helium number 2 on in center. On in center. Okay, B, C, and D on in center. D on in center. C center. C and D center. Yeah. The service module RCS prop A, B, C, and D on in center. Roger, A center, B center, C center, D center. You verify gray bars on all 12? You pilot, you verify gray bars? That's affirmative, 12 gray bars. That's affirmative, 12 gray bars. CFTC, verify 87, verified. Verified, Skip. Yeah. At RCS, you verify your camera coverage is satisfactory for the static fire. Yeah, verified. Yeah. Alright, command pilot on panel 25. The A and C row, main A and B open. Miami Center, Harpo 55, how do you open? A and B row, main A and B open. B row is open. Main B open. Main B. Main A and B open. B open. Roger, you verify your pitch main A is closed. Pitch main A is closed. Roger, on panel 8, your SCS channel pitch to on. Pitch is on. A and C and B and D roll to off. A and C roll, B and D roll is off. The off to off. The off is off. RCS command to on. RCS command is on. Okay, I'll ask you for a specific position, Gus, and give me that position for not more than a second. Do you copy? Roger. Okay, Gus, I can't read you. I copy. Okay. Unpin your rotational controller. It's unpinned. Okay, give us a minus pitch. Roger, minus pitch. LCS's go. Roger. Your camera go for the... Oh, roger. Plus pitch. Okay. All right, give us a plus pitch. LCS's go. Cameras go. Roger. All right, command pilot on panel 25. Your SCS pitch, main A to open. It's open. Yaw main B to close. Yaw main B closed. All right, on panel 8, your SCS channel pitch to off. Pitch is off. Yaw on. Yaw on. Give us a minus yaw. LCS's go, cameras go. Alright, give us a plus yaw. You get plus yaw? Roger, give us a plus yaw. I did. I'll give you one more. LCS's go, cameras go. Roger. All right, command pilot on panel 8. Your SCS channel B and D roll to on. B and D roll is on. Pitch and yaw on. Pitch and yaw is on. Direct RCS to off. Direct RCS is off. Panel 16, RCS command to off. RCS command is off. Panel 25, your direct control main A and B closed. It's closed. They're closed. Roger, your A and C roll main A and B closed. A and C roll main A and B. Roger, your B and D roll main A and B closed. B and D roll main A and B. Alright, your pitch main A closed. Pitch main A. Pitch main B closed. Pitch main B. Okay, your yaw main A closed. Yaw main A. Roger, you verify your yaw main B is closed. Affirmative. Okay, Gus, give us rotation in all 6 directions so that we can verify that no jets fire, please. Let us know when you're finished. Okay, minus pitch. Plus pitch. Minus yaw. Plus yaw. Minus roll. Plus roll. No jets fire. Roger. Okay, on the following, we're going to get the cloud pressures and temperature. It won't mean much, just give us what you read there. Okay, senior pilot on panel 12, give us your cloud indications on A, B, C, and D, helium pressure, manifold pressure, and helium temperature.
Roger, on A, it's reading about 20. That's helium pressure. Manifold is 30. Helium temperature is reading 200. You ready for B? Are you ready for B?
Roger, go right down them whenever you finish, senior pilot.
Roger, B is 30, 200. C is 25, 30, 200. D is 25, 30, 200.
Okay, command pilot, pin your rotational controller. Rotational controller is dead. Roger. Okay, CLTC, we are at the minus 15 point. Roger, understand. Ready to pick up the count, is that a firm? Oh, that is a firm. Okay, CSTC and STC. CSTC and STC. Well. MSTC. MSTC, CSTC. Okay, we're going to pick up, but we'll stay in this configuration that we're in now for the rest of the run, right? On Black Sea. Roger that. Okay, Chuck, we'd like everybody to be aware that once we lift off, we've got about 5 hours maximum on our fuel cell substitute batteries. Roger. Okay, side leader CSTC. That's 5 meter. Okay, you verify that you got your umbilical handlers ready to go, Luke? Roger. Seconds, we'll pick up. Workout. Okay, CSTC, MSTC. Go ahead. Go ahead, MSTC. Okay, we got word from the communications people that we will very possibly lose a commander on liftoff in the present configuration. I'll have him come up on the net and explain what he means. Okay. This is MCOM. Both GMIL and LLC have reported no modulation on the uplink RF. This indicates that with the commander we are going through a hardline configuration. Okay, with trap out only. Critical. Roger. Okay. We better, unless you got some suggestions, stop here and regroup again. Okay, we need to check cast configuration. Radio contact. Clearance has been reached. Cast is S-band Black 3, VHF Black 3, intercom umbilical is Black 3. Alright, take everything off but S-band. Okay, everything's going off but S-band.
Roger, I'm reading you loud and clear. Okay, I'm in TR. You're awful weak. Say again. That's negative. We had dead silence up here. I'm reading you now. We've been talking to the... Okay, you're back up now on the VHF and the umbilical. You should have good time. Roger. Command pilot, STC, do you read? I'm clear. Okay, okay, stand by. Cast, STC, do you read? Roger, reading you loud and clear. Okay, once again, I'd like to verify. The only thing that we are patched to Black 3 is S-band. Negative, not now. We're patched back on VHF and umbilical both. Okay, alright, senior pilot, okay, can you take us off hardline? Can you verify we are off hardline? We weren't, but, okay, you're off hardline now. You're talking to them on VHF. Can you read me now? Who's transmitting? Why didn't clock off? That's command pilot. Can you read me? This is fast. I'm reading him. How about STC? Okay, command pilot, how do you read? I read you loud and clear. Do you read me? You're pretty garbled here, Gus. Yeah, well, my VHF TR is turned off. I shouldn't be transmitting at all. Okay, you're pretty garbled. Senior pilot, can you hear us? Roger, I read you 5 square. Okay, you're worse than Gus. How about you, Rod? Well, I turned my switch on, though. Okay, I'm reading you 5 by 5. Okay, Rod, you were just a little bit better. STC, ECS. Right, ECS. We have been cleaning our surge tank quite a bit. Got to check with the crews if they have a face plate open, loose small whatever. Roger, proceed. SCMB, pilot. You're going to have to speak up, ECS. Roger. CMB, this is ECS. Do you read me? Yes, I did have my face plate open for a minute. Oh, Roger, could you close that? We're depleting the surge tank quite rapidly. Yeah, it's closed off. CASC, CSTC. MSTC, CSTC. CSTC, ECS, you can continue. Oh, yeah. Okay, Gus, what we'd like to do is try strictly S-band communications and see if we can't clear this up. Can we get a verification that all 3 of you are in the S-band mode? Yes, we are all in the S-band. Okay, CAST, do you read?
5 copied.
Roger, I read you 5 square.
16. Miami Center, Victor Mike 14, flight level 290. Will this be my altitude for the flight? File for 320, that's not available, 29 to be okay. I had filed for 320, but if that's not available, 29 will be okay.
Command pilot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roger, senior pilot counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, senior pilot. Roger, senior pilot's transmitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, senior pilot. Senior pilot counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pilot, hadn't talked to you yet. How's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We can't talk between 3 buildings. I can't hear a thing you're saying. Jesus Christ. Again? But how are we gonna get the moon if we can't talk between 2 or 3 buildings? Hey, crew, can you egress at this time? Confirm it. Band leader, get in there and help them. Band leader, CSTC. All right, crew, did we get verification? Can you egress at this time? Tom, were you able to hear him? Tom, get him out of there. Buzz, can you read us? Band leader? Can you get him out of there?
Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you what happens if the tubing that you're flowing oxygen through catches fire. What does it look like? Okay, so I have here a tank of oxygen gas. So what you need in order for something to burn is you need fuel, you need oxygen, and you need heat. Now normally we just take oxygen for granted because it's all around us, but there's not actually a lot in the air. It's mostly nitrogen. Only 20% about of it is oxygen. Now, regular things around your house that you think of as flammable, like a piece of paper or a piece of wood, when you try to light a piece of wood on fire, it kind of takes a while and it takes a lot of heat to get it going, and then it starts to burn. Now, the main reason it doesn't just burst into flames like crazy is just because it doesn't have enough oxygen. So if you can just provide fuels with enough oxygen, then they burn very quickly. So for example, the explosive nitroglycerin already has oxygen and nitrogen in it, and it doesn't rely on the oxygen from the air, so that's how it can explode and react so fast, because it just reacts with the oxygen and nitrogen molecules already contained within it. So what that means is that you can basically turn anything into a mini explosive by just adding more oxygen to it. So for example, if I just burn some sugar mixed with baking soda, you can see that it's not that flammable by itself. It burns for a little bit and a little bit of ash comes out, but then when I add oxygen to it, you can see how much more violent the reaction is. It's extremely hot, extremely bright. So it looks as though the gas coming out of the end of the tube here is flammable, but that's not what's flammable. The fuel is the sugar, but we're just providing it way more oxygen so it can react much faster. So oxygen tanks like this are used in labs all over the place. And one danger with these oxygen tanks is using plastic tubing like this. So let me show you what happens if you flow oxygen through plastic tubing that somehow gets a spark on it. Okay, first we'll start with my silicone tubing. So what I'm going to show you, do not try this at home. So what I showed you right there was basically the perfect ratio of fuel to oxygen. It gets extremely bright and extremely explosive. But what if we turn up the oxygen even more? So now here's what it looks like if we use a higher flow rate of oxygen. So what's interesting is we speed up the flow rate of oxygen, it cools the tube down, so the fire can't move up it as quickly. So it doesn't actually make it burn faster, it actually slows down the burning, but at the end where it is burning, it's much more explosive. So when you have a high flow rate of oxygen, it's basically like a sparkler. So now here's what it looks like when the flow rate is even lower. So when the flow rate is lower, it doesn't cool the inside of the tube. So basically the fire could just move up the tube, burning the inner coating of the tube as it moves up. So it's really neat to see what the different flow rates of oxygen can do to the rate of burning. So depending on your flow rate of gas that you're flowing through it, when a spark happens to occur, you can either get something that's extremely explosive or like a firework or something, or that just slowly burns up the tube. And then here's what a vinyl tube looks like with a medium flow rate. So not too fast, not too slow, just the right mixture. It gets extremely flammable. And thanks for watching another episode of the Action Lab. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the bell so you can be notified when my latest video comes out. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Buzz, can you read us? Can you get a lot of this?